So it's coming up a year here in just a few weeks from when my dad died, and you know, he was really proud of this thing. He used it a lot, and I don't really talk that much about Dad's Shopsmith. I think you guys have seen me maybe use it here and there. I don't know, but this is a tool that you don't see a lot of. Not a lot of people have these. To be quite honest, they're pretty popular in Europe, and they were very popular here in the U.S. They've been around since World War II. The whole philosophy of the Shopsmith was, and I don't know the gentleman's name, but you could always get a Shopsmith's size, was during World War II, one of the machinists, he was a machinist guy, he realized that, you know, if you could replace a lot of machinery that you have to buy individual pieces of if you just had a power unit that was variable speed. And so that's kind of the whole purpose of the Shopsmith, is you have a variable speed power unit. It's got essentially speeds on here that you can do. And this thing can do a lot of jobs. It has all these little attachments back here. I've got the router out of the router thing, but that actually isn't driven by the Shopsmith. But it's got a scroll saw, a jointer, belt sander, strip sander, the bandsaw here. Of course, it's got table saw attachments up there, and the table saw top, plus extra tables you can add on, stability legs, all sorts of features you could have. And the reason why I brought this up is because you guys probably have never seen, you probably have seen this attached at certain times or whatever, but you probably haven't seen this. One of the things that you can do with the Shopsmith is actually, it has a drill press feature. So I could actually stand this thing up. There's a latch back here on the back, and you could flip this table 90 degrees, and you can literally stand this thing up to do what I'm going to do. But I'm just essentially going to just do the bore. I probably will stand it up when I do the mortise piece, but for these leg ends, I'm just going to kind of just use it as in what's called the bore mode. So it has this. It also has a disc sander that's up there I've never used yet. I think I've used all the attachments. Yeah, I've never used the disc sander yet, but one of these days. Anyway, so yeah, it has this. Also has the ability to be a lathe, so it's got some lathe stuff up here. I've heard it's not the best lathe, and it has, I don't know if you noticed this, but it has attachments like this drill chuck that you can put on. It actually does have attachments for shaping and for routering. The only real worry about it is these older ones don't really get up to a high enough speed as your real, modern, Porter cable type of routers and stuff. So they do have a tendency to chuck things at you when you're doing shaping or routering. So I'm probably going to avoid some of that, especially since I have a router. You never know. One of these days, if I need to do some shaping, Dad had I got a whole box worth of shaping bits, never been opened, that he had. So that you're able to do that too, and you stand that up. It's got I used to have it over here, but there's a dust collector system guard thing for the shaper that's kind of neat. Anyway, so wanted to hit you up on this only because to show you kind of the versatility of this machine, which is kind of interesting, and I'm really glad that Dad passed this on to me, and I have used it pretty much every week since he passed away a little less than a year ago, 2 weeks less than a year ago, and so it kind of helps me remember him a little bit, and it's been a lot of fun, and I've done a lot of things with it. It is very versatile. I never would have taken up woodworking if it wasn't for getting this. I never could afford the individual parts. Never could afford one of these either, so I do appreciate, and I hope he's happy that, I think he is, that I have used this quite a bit, and still plan to. It gets a lot of use. I hope to take care of it, and then maybe I'll pass it on. So they really are good quality, last for a long time. Pretty neat devices. So look them up. They do have lots of things you can do with them, and this drill press is one of them. And it does have the adjustable quill. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I need this hole to go at a minimum of 1.5 inches, and so I was able to set my stop there for the drill press. So essentially it's just going to be a matter now of clamping that piece in to hold it securely, turning this on and just pushing those holes through, and then that part should be done. And then we'll do the same for the mortises once I get them all laid out. So cool.